All right, assignment 3.2, we're going to do heart rate calculations. Oops, sorry. Your heart rate is going to tell you how hard you're working during exercise. It's good to know this because it's going to tell you if you're working hard enough, if you're working too hard, if you're kind of right where you should be during a workout. Not everybody has a Fitbit or that type of device to monitor their heart rate, so doing your own calculations is simple. It's easy to do. All you need is a clock with a second hand on it, or a phone. You got a stopwatch on that. You don't need a lot of this tech tool stuff to figure out what your target heart rate should be. So to get started, first thing you're going to want to know is your resting heart rate. Ideally, your resting heart rate would be taken while you're sleeping. But obviously, if you're sleeping, you're not going to take your own heart rate. You'd have to have somebody do it for you. But for assignment purposes, you can take your resting heart rate right when you wake up in the morning or after a longer period of inactivity. Ideally, about 5 minutes of inactivity, just resting, sitting on the couch, whatever it might be. You can check your heart rate. That would give you a somewhat accurate measurement of your resting heart rate. The first step is to find your carotid artery. That's the one located in your neck. Basically, you're going to find that. You're going to count how many beats your heart beats in 10 seconds. You're going to multiply that number by 6. That will give you your resting heart rate. So, step 1, find your carotid artery. That's the one running up and down your side of your neck. Most people can find it. Usually do it with 2 fingers, your pointer and your middle finger. Pretty easy to find. Step 2, you're going to place 2 fingers over the carotid artery, count how many beats your heart beats in 10 seconds, multiply that number by 6. That will give you your resting heart rate. Okay, so now that we found our resting heart rate, we want to find our maximum heart rate. Our maximum heart rate is very simple to figure out. It's just 220 minus your age. So in this example at the bottom here, it shows an example: an 18-year-old has a maximum heart rate of 202. Okay, all it is 220 minus their age. Gives you a maximum heart rate of 202. Okay, the second thing you're going to find out is your threshold heart rate. Now, that's something that not a lot of people have heard about, I'm sure. But basically, threshold heart rate is basically the point at which your body cannot remove the lactic acid that is building up as quickly as it's being produced. A lot of mumbo jumbo there. Basically, all it means is if you're exercising above this heart rate threshold, your muscles are going to burn out more quickly. You're going to become tired more quickly. So basically, all you're going to do here is take your maximum heart rate, which we figured out in the last slide, 202. You're going to subtract your resting heart rate, which we said was 70 in our example. It gives you 132. Multiply that in half, multiply that by 0.5. Gives you an answer of 66. Then you add your resting heart rate to the bottom, which will give you 136. So an example for an 18-year-old with a resting heart rate of 70, the threshold heart rate is 136. Now, if you're exercising and your heart rate's above 136, that's fine, but just know that your muscles are going to tire a little bit more quickly than if you were below 136. Okay. Second thing we're going to calculate is the target ceiling heart rate, and that's basically when you're working out, you probably don't want to work out at a higher heart rate than this. It's called the ceiling for a reason. You get above that, and then you're looking at maybe too much fatigue, maybe injury, too much stress on the heart, maybe something like that. Basically, all you're going to do, 202 is your maximum heart rate again, minus your resting heart rate, gives you 132. You're going to multiply that by 85%, or 0.85, gives you 112.2, and then you add your resting heart rate to that, gives you a 182.2. So if you get above 182.2 and you're 18 years old with a resting heart rate of 70, you probably want to turn down your workout a little bit so you're not putting so much stress on your heart. Next thing we're going to find, and this is probably the most important one that we want to be worried about, is kind of your heart rate range. That's basically the range that you want your heart to be beating during a workout. the range is basically 60% of your maximum heart rate is the bottom or the lower limit. The upper limit is 90% of your maximum heart rate. So, example, an 18-year-old would have a lower limit of 121.2 and an upper limit of 181.8. His or her target heart rate range is 121.2 to 181.8. So if you're working out within that range, that's a good thing. If you're below 121, if you're down like in 100, 105, you're probably not working hard enough. If you get above 181, back to the other side, if you get above 182, you're probably overdoing it a little bit. You want to wind it down a little bit. So this is, like I said, this is probably the most important one that you want to know regarding your workouts. So that's all I have for this. Again, use these calculations and these notes to help you with the assignment. If you got any questions, please see me. Thanks.